The Department of Homeland Security and the officers and the agencies and the departments and the military people that are working on this operation will continue to sustain and increase our operations in this city. We are not going away. We are staying here to liberate this city from the socialist and the burdensome leadership that this governor and that this mayor have placed on this country and what they have tried to insert into this city. So I want to say thank you to every single person that has been able to do this.
The fact of the matter is, a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your.
I also want to talk about specifically how many of our. You know what? I don't even know the senator. He did not request a meeting with me or to speak with me. So when I leave here, I'll have a conversation with him and visit and find out really what his concerns were. I think everybody in America would agree that that wasn't appropriate. That if you wanted to have a civil discussion, especially as a leader, a public official, that you would reach out and try to have a conversation. For instance, I have left voicemails for Governor Newsom wanting to have a conversation. Has he returned them? No. We are assessing this weekend's threat levels, not just here, but in cities across the country, and pre-deploying assets. So we're using every tool that we have in our toolbox and pre-staging people, task forces, special swift response teams, people with specific gifts and talents that they can contribute to areas that we think they may be needed this weekend.
There is some rhetoric out there that some of the people who have been detained, arrested, in detention are not criminals or do not have a criminal history. Can you address that?
Now, there may be people that because of the targets that we were out there arresting, that were with those individuals, they were collaterals that were spending time with them, and all those people will be vetted. And remembering, still in the United States, if you come into this country illegally, you have committed a crime. And so when you do that, we have to go through and follow the law and make sure that we're adjudicating that and dealing with that appropriately.
As for the violence and the demonstrators, violence will not deter us, the CBP mission here in Los Angeles. I believe we saw that last Sunday night out at Paramount. We continued to conduct our patrols as we saw necessary in the middle of that riot. And we'll continue to do that from here on out.
We're continuing to conduct. We're looking at hundreds of suspects. We're collecting media, social media, videos. We'll be combing over that stuff for weeks and months with the FBI. And just because you think you got away with something over the weekend, think again. In a few months from now, you could get a knock at your door. So anyone who's thinking about showing up to these protests to commit violence, I really caution you to think again. And we will bring charges, and you will go to federal prison. This is the federal government. This is not the state government. As the president said, if you spit, we hit, and we'll hit you with a felony. And we're committed.
They've been threatening elected officials with arrests, and they just shoved and cuffed a sitting U.S. senator. How could you say that you did not know who he was? We see the videotape. We see him saying who he was. But how do you not recognize one of two senators in our state? The images we have seen of our... And frankly, if you're going to come into town and say you have diagnosed what is happening in our city and you don't even know who the U.S. senator is? Yeah. With that, it's so important to understand our history. It's not normal for the military to be deployed on the streets of cities in the United States. The military is for foreign wars, not civil unrest that's not even happening.
Every day that passes, our reports and the numbers of raids increase. They also increase in front of schools. We received reports of hospitals, and so in churches. And so what I need you to understand is that each day there are multiple actions, and they're not just in the city of Los Angeles. So they'll be in Whittier, They'll be in Downey. They'll be in all adjoining cities, regional cities. Yesterday, our RAIDS Rapid Response Network did not stop receiving calls until after 7 p.m. Stop the raids! Stop the raids! Stop the raids! Stop the raids! Stop the
people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united can never be defeated. The people united can never be defeated. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Charles. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Charles.
This is what San Antonio is about. This is what protesting is about. It's not about violence. It's not about fighting. It's about speaking up, you know, using your voice as a platform. Like I said in my speech out there, yeah, they're bringing up the troops. They're bringing up ICE. People are scared, but they're the ones that should be scared. Because us as a community, we can make a difference. Of course, he's the leader of our country, but he's not our leader of the community, you know? Us as a community, we're the leaders, and we're going to dictate what's going to happen in our city and our communities.
I think that they need to stop bringing ICE into our city and into our communities to demonstrate fear and to create chaos. Like, this is not the way to do things at all. Like, our people belong here and have rights to this land just as much as anybody else. Taking people away from their families, the people that have not caused any trouble or are guilty of any crime, they belong here. This is home for so many of us, and what they're doing is wrong. It's unethical. It's wrong.